Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So we're going to do another pick a card, and this one is how to develop your intuition. What do you need to know from spirit to get you to, raise that, I'm hearing karma, I don't know, raise the karma, raise the vibration, and increase your intuition. Interesting. Okay, so let's, I heard someone else's voice there. I don't know who it was. It was like sounded like a deep man's voice. It was very friendly, very smiley, very happy, raising your karma. It kind of had like a bass to it, like a Buddha belly kind of laughing bass. I don't know, guys. Okay, so let's see. How can you develop your intuition? We'll pick 3 cards, and you can choose from these 3 cards, or you can watch more than one group if that suits you better. Whatever you like to do, and we'll look into, what clouds your intuition, what do you still need to learn, how can you better develop your intuition, things like that. Okay, so for group 1, spirit guides. The stone. I'll show you the card. I'll take a picture and do the whole thing. The vessel. The judge, and this one wants to come out too, the shadow. Yeah, okay, so there's 4 groups. So I feel like that I laugh because I don't know, that shadow card comes out almost every time I use this deck, so that's okay. That's what we're here to do anyways, is work with these ideas of the shadow. Well, at least I am. Okay, so you can go ahead and pick your card. You can pause the video now and go with whatever draws you in the most, or whichever ones draw you in the most. Okay, so, don't mess up the order. We will begin with the stone. The lights seem like super bright in here today. Hold on one second. I feel like it's interfering kind of with your ability to see the card. Okay. Hopefully that helps there. Let's see. Spirit guides. Messages for group 1 about developing their intuition. Do 2 more, 3 more, okay. I'm getting a strange message. It's about I feel like it's for me as I'm shuffling, but it's for you as well. There's something about not counting and to just go with the rhythm. This might be you're counting the days to something, or counting the days since something, or maybe you're counting how many times you shuffle. I'm not really sure what it is that Spirit's talking about here, but it could be numbers on a scale I'm seeing, but stop counting and just pay attention to the rhythm, something about the vibration, the energy that you can physically feel or sense. Okay. Now the stone is a card about alchemy, of course. So I feel like for you, a way to heighten your intuition is to work with multiple symbols or elements. It's important for you to have different energies together at the same time, like combined. So earth, water, fire, and air, or things that represent that, or I don't know, I probably overdo it, but I have a lot of different stuff in here in this room that everything means something to me. Everything carries some energy. And it's like, there's something about mixing lots of things together. I don't know what this is about. If you're a reader, maybe you want to combine a few decks together and try a reading like that. There's something about mixing elements that will bring you like the perfect combination. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let's have a look at what we we got. I haven't used this deck on the channel yet. Exciting though. Okay. And if you're wondering, this deck is called El Gran Tarot Esoterico. Okay. So, how can you better develop your intuition? We have the Knight of Swords. And this is the first time, maybe it's this light that's too bright. Hold on 1 second. Is that better? Yeah, that's a little better, right? We have the Knight of Swords here. And this is the first time I'm seeing that big Scorpio symbol. You can tap into the unconscious. With Scorpio showing up here, it's like your subconscious speaks to you. And so sometimes you might doubt, and maybe this, you know, these messages don't have to resonate for everyone. Maybe if you're already like totally feeling confident about how your intuition works and everything, and this doesn't sound like your message, that's okay, you know, but it's for someone. So this is like if you doubt your messages, you know, your intuitions, or maybe the things you're hearing, or the things, it's probably for you. It's probably not so much audio, like you probably don't actually hear a voice for most of you. It's like you just have a thought with Scorpio. You just know something to be true. There's also something about, and don't doubt that is the message. Don't doubt those random thoughts that come in like that. That's your intuition speaking to you. It's your psychic ability, and it's coming from the unconscious. And now your unconscious is, well, your subconscious is yours, and your unconscious is connected to all energies. So when you hear those, or when you know those messages, know that you're connecting to more energy, like beyond yourself. Your memories also play a really big role when it comes to your intuition. So if I'm seeing someone driving down a road here. If you're driving down a road and suddenly you remember something out of the blue, that's an intuitive message for you about something. It's not just a memory popping in out of nowhere that's been triggered by something. There's something in there that Spirit wants you to listen to, or that your higher self is trying to get you to pay attention to. Scorpionic intuitive abilities are really powerful, but sometimes they can be the most difficult to work with because it feels like you just know things, but you can't really explain how you know what you know. And you could doubt that knowledge, you know? You could think, am I going crazy? Or maybe I'm just making stuff up. But you're not, okay? Can we get some advice on how to reconcile those feelings? The World. This is like affirming that message I was saying about your unconscious being connected to the collective. When you have a thought about someone or something, what symbols come through? Yeah, exactly. What symbols come through? 2 of Pentacles. 2 symbols are in those thoughts every time I'm hearing. Guys, I know this is a weird one. How do I explain this? If you have a memory about something, I feel like there's something you might visualize or smell or feel, and you have to think about what the symbolic meaning of that is. 2 things. I don't know, guys. Okay, let's keep going here. The other message I'm getting very clearly is you need to use your throat chakra. You need to speak here. Scorpio intuitive abilities can be pretty quiet as well. I'm hearing piercing. The energy is very piercing. Others can tell that you're intuitive, but And this doesn't mean that you're a Scorpio or anything like that. You could be, but it's just where you seem to be accessing your intuition at this point, or where you could heighten it. So that energy could be very quiet, and you need to speak. You really need to use your throat chakra so that you can hear yourself aloud. And make things into a reality, not just a thought. So there's something about your intuition that needs to be spoken out loud. I'm hearing the expression needs a form. The Magician. Yeah. There's some kind of manifesting capability or some kind of magic that happens when you speak your intuitive thoughts. I'm seeing the numbers 16 and 14 here. Okay, so use your throat chakra. Don't be afraid of that. Play around with communicating your intuitive messages. Use multiple resources to do that as well. If you're a reader, try to use another form of divination just to kind of exercise that intuitive muscle, or bring in things that you feel you resonate with that give you some energy. Try to expand your tools of the trade. If you're not a reader, maybe this is like you're a writer. Try writing with your other hand, or buy a pen that feels unfamiliar with you. Write on some surface that like you can feel the texture in a different way. I don't know. There's something like in the 3D that will help you communicate your thoughts in a way that produces the magic. Also, be very careful about what you say, because as soon as you say it, it's like it's out there. The energy is out there. I'm hearing, make sure it has a place to go. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I feel like because your words and your thoughts are so powerful, you need to have intention about what you want to do with those intuitive messages. What is your intention in communicating them with others, or even to yourself? Be clear about your intention, okay? All right, let's keep going. It's an interesting one. In what way can you be more receptive to messages from your higher self? We have the 6 of Swords. I'm seeing a little goat's head here and a crab. So that reminds me of Capricorn and Cancer, which are of course opposite to one another on the chart. So where is that in your chart is of interest. There's something about that dynamic, the energy that flows between Cancer and Capricorn that is important for you. I'm hearing something about 4th house, Cancer, mother, maternal. I feel like your intuition has been passed down from your maternal side. Something about your mother being intuitive. There's something about you being a highly imaginative child. And what do you want to say about that? The Tower. As you've gotten older, and this makes sense for everyone, but Spirit wants to talk to you about it, your imagination, your playfulness, your intuitive psychic abilities, maybe you had a special psychic connection with your mother when you were a child, but it's like it's turned a little bit conventional, or you've restrained yourself in some way here in your 10th house, in your public image or your career. And Spirit wants you to access some of that playful energy from when you were a child, because I don't feel like you're doing this now, but there is a potential here for you to isolate yourself, I'm hearing, or I'm feeling like a very introverted energy here as well, but to like keep yourself in a, I'm hearing a so-called tower, okay, in a tower type of mentality or structure. And I don't mean like the tower as in the lightning's hitting it. I mean the tower before the lightning hits. It's like something that's rigid, that's conforming, that's accepted. So you could be a really creative person, but you find yourself constantly being perceived as somebody who is very organized or by the book or whatever. Or you're in a career that seems very rigid, has a lot of red tape and rules and regulations and spirit, and if you're not, maybe the energy keeps trying to push you that way. Maybe meet people like that. Spirit's saying, don't go that way. Five of Swords. I'm hearing Victoria here. Don't go that way. It's too busy. There's something about that energy being too busy for you to access your intuition. So how can you be more perceptive to messages from your higher self? It's to allow yourself to play like you did when you're a child. Like for me, this feels like playtime to me. I have a Gemini moon and a Gemini north node, so a Gemini represents the child, right? So I am pretty playful in general. And if I don't spend a good amount of time in my day playing, like using my imagination or drawing or, I don't know, playing with the leaves or playing with my cats or, I don't know, doing something like that, then I'm kind of miserable. And so you need an outlet as well where you can have fun with your intuition and your imagination and your creativity. And it's like a childlike energy that you need to access. And I feel like it's on a daily basis. I'm hearing Philosopher's Stone here, and I'm seeing like a child reading a book about it. It's like, read some kind of science fiction or fantasy. It doesn't have to be for children, but you know what I mean. It's like, open the mind up here, because there's something that's a little serious in your adult world, which is true, right? You know, there's bills that got to be paid. There's other jobs to go to, things like that. But don't let that take over or overshadow your playtime, okay? So what clouds your intuition? It's kind of I guess could also be it, but I mean, that could translate into this message. Okay. And what clouds your intuition is the Six of Wands. Sometimes when you create something or you use your intuition or you follow your intuition, you don't always see the growth from it. You know, you don't always see a reward immediately from whatever you've done intuitively. So you might begin to question your intuitive abilities. You know, like if you're on YouTube and you're a reader and you're putting out readings and you're not getting good feedback or you're not getting views or you're not getting whatever, right? Readings, I don't know. You might begin to question your intuition because you're not seeing some kind of tangible form of success. I'm hearing stop that. Just stop that. Yeah. Yeah, my throat chakra here is like tickling a little bit. Keep using your throat chakra no matter what is happening or how people are receiving you. You're not wrong in what you're doing, okay? It's just you haven't met the right energy, if that part resonates. Just you haven't connected with the right energy. Forget about success when it comes to your intuition, to proving to people that you're psychic or proving to people that you're highly intuitive or trying to explain to somebody who doesn't connect with those concepts. Forget that. Don't waste your time on that because how is this clouding? Why is this clouding? 10 of Pentacles. It brings the whole experience down to this earthly plane of how is this gonna we have the High Priestess, how can I turn my intuition and my psychic abilities into some long-term stability and success? And it's not that it's wrong to think that way. It's just don't focus on that when things are going wrong, or even when things are going great. Don't let that external validation be your reference point for how intuitive you are, because it really has nothing to do with it. Okay, there's a whole host of things that could be going on. Okay, like things that you're not even aware of why someone doesn't understand you, or yeah. Interesting. This is that Capricorn energy, the 10 of Pentacles. It's like focusing on how do I get some material stability for this, or how can I use my intuition in a way to bring me financial gain and recognition. The Hierophant, some kind of, this is a very kind of structured, I'm feeling like recognition. How can I get other people to realize who I really am here? And it's not that Spirit's saying it's not going to happen. It's just when you start thinking in that way, it begins to actually cloud your intuitive, playful abilities that your higher self really doesn't care about. Okay? Does that make sense? Your reading the energy's been a little interesting here. I feel like there's a lot going on here in your noggin, I'm hearing, in your little noggin. There's a lot going on in your little noggin. So separate your intuitive exercises, whether that's doodling. I'm seeing somebody pick cards like from a playing deck and guessing what they are before they pull them out. Interesting. Whatever you're doing to kind of work with your intuition, that could just be like some kind of metaphor there. Separate that out from like, how do I make money off of this? Or how do I turn this into a career? Just for the time being, you know? Because I really see that something's expanding, something's opening for you. Like you're learning exactly how to work with that scorpionic intuition. And it's deep and it's powerful. And it's not something that necessarily translates into monetary success so easily. It's not, your intuition is not formulaic. Okay? It's not like just like everybody else. Just another, message. It's not. So you're going to have to try to let the energy flow where it wants to flow, in the way it wants it to flow. Yeah. Okay. So what do you still need to learn here? We have the Three of Swords. A lot of your intuition, or your awareness of your intuition, came from a painful experience you've had. Okay, it's like you really honored your intuition after that point. And a lot of the messages that you're receiving, or the way, maybe it's just the way you're working with your intuition, is still coming from that place. And it's not, that's okay. It's still intuition. It's still valid. But you're going to have to grow out of that feeling. How do I say this? Well, you've transmuted your pain into psychic capacity and ability. That's what you've done, basically, which is beautiful. I feel like I did that, Like I've had so many painful experiences in my life. Let's not go there. But I have. And then every time it's like my intuition gets more and more heightened. And so it's like I use that painful experience and my transformation out of it as like this well of energy for me to access and draw intuitive messages out of. Do you know what I mean? If this is resonating, you should kind of understand what I'm talking about there. And so it's like when I feel like I can't access my intuition, in the past I would kind of dip into that painful energy to pull out some intuition. And it's fine. It's true. It works. It's real intuition, you know? But at some point that pain is going to dissipate, or it's not going to be useful for you anymore to go to that well of knowledge or that well of intuitive energy. So you're going to have to learn another source of energy to draw from. And Spirit wants you to learn or find another place within yourself to draw your intuitive energy from, okay? Because if you don't find another place, then the chances of you repeating a cycle and getting hurt again are high, because you're associating the healing from that pain as your source of psychic intuition. Do you know what I mean there? And so you don't want to repeat that cycle. You want to expand beyond that. It's okay if that was the incipient energy, but now you need to go bigger or find other places within yourself, in your subconscious, within the collective unconscious that isn't necessarily about heartbreak. That is about other things where you can reach in and get information. Tap into another source of energy within you and within others, aside from something that's painful. Which doesn't mean you have to leave this whole thing behind entirely. It will just help enhance your breadth of knowledge, of intuitive knowledge and skill. Okay, a message from your higher self, the Chariot. There's a big emphasis here in your reading, like not to overthink, to just go forward. Use what you got, and kind of like the details of how is this gonna pay off for me, or how am I, whatever, the mundane kind of stuff, which is not to say it's not important, but that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, even if it's not turning out, but just keep going forward here. Also, don't be afraid to draw on your shadow self as well. So if you are, It's interesting about the mother again. So sometimes, and I don't know if this is for you, but it feels relevant. It's like some people can be nervous to tap into the shadow of others, and I totally understand that. And, not everybody should. This is true. But it doesn't mean that you don't pick up things from the shadow of others or your own shadow. And I feel like Spirit's saying here with the Chariot, with the balancing of the light and the dark, it's like, be aware that energy exists out there in others and within yourself. Balance the light and the dark in whatever way feels, I'm hearing, safe to you. I'm also hearing that some people need to feel pain for longer than you think. It's something like you can't heal people as fast as maybe you'd like. I don't know what that's about. Okay, let's get one last card for you. Wow, this was a long one, 30 minutes. The Cave. This is so 8th house to me. You hold a lot of secrets. Build your vocabulary, read some books, not so much to gain the knowledge, but to have the tools, the words, or the concepts necessary to make sense of the energy that you feel. Okay? Otherwise, I feel like you're going to keep going back to this Three of Swords energy to kind of work with the intuition. And you can go other places too. And you'll find that as you do research and reading about many different things, it will all serve you. You know, it will all go into your subconscious, and that those messages you get from spirit and from your higher self, like, kind of filter through, they flow through your knowledge bank, you know, and then they come out of your mouth, or they go through your hand in more sophisticated ways, because now you have more concepts and words and ideas to help you translate the energy that you're feeling. So make that part of your practice as well. Okay, group one, that was really cool. I hope that you liked that. I hope that that helped you. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Okay, group two, those of you who chose the vessel. Let's find out. I feel like first and foremost, your intuition is embodied. You feel things in your body. You might feel sensations. Maybe you get an itchy nose, or your nose starts running, or your ear starts running, or you get hot, or you feel something in your throat or your stomach, you know, that kind of thing. It's a very embodied response and reaction you have to intuitive messages. I'm seeing someone sitting cross-legged here, meditating with their hands like that. So maybe this is something that you want to practice, or think about some meditative practices. But I'm hearing embodied, something that focuses on your body. Okay. Wow. So we have, out of 5 cards, we have 4 pentacles and 1 wand. So the pentacles can represent the body. And it's, I mean, look at this. It looks like the vessel here. It looks like the pentacle opening up, and there you are inside. So the pentacle is also all of the sensations as well. Okay. So how can you better develop your intuition? We have 6 of Pentacles. Let me clarify this a little bit more. Tell me more. The Star. You might be a person who's really good with energy flow, prana flow, Reiki, something like that. Helping others enhances your intuition in whatever way you help others. And it doesn't have to be in a spiritual sense. You could be a teacher, or you could be a nurse, or I don't know, anything that's helping assist others in some kind of way, helping them heal something or learn something important for their soul. It's like this is part of how you enhance your intuition and how you can develop your intuition. I'm also hearing you hold a lot of energy for others. So be mindful of that. Be careful of that. I feel like you're capable of doing it. I'm specifically seeing children here, which could be a metaphor. Maybe you do work with children, but it's like when somebody's not feeling, even animals, I'm feeling, maybe you have Cancer in your chart, but this is like when somebody's not feeling well, maybe it's physically or emotionally, you know how to hold that energy for them so they don't feel that. I don't know how you do that or what that even means. And Spirit's saying that's okay to do, but you also need to be careful about who you're doing that for and how long you hold on to that energy. It's interesting. I'm really, maybe you're a social worker or something. I'm seeing, or you can even work with elderly people. There's something about a vulnerable kind of population. Not to say all elderly people are vulnerable, okay? But there's some vulnerable, I feel like as I'm getting into like crone energy, I want to be careful about how I think about my elders. But there's something about some vulnerable population that you're around or you work with or that you could work with that you could really help. So tell me about that kind of the be careful warning type message. Who's that? That's the King of Swords. I feel like this is like learn how to say no to some people too. Okay? Even if it's a child and you don't like that child's vibe for whatever reason, you know, you could be picking up their energy from their parents. You know, their parents' energy, they could be carrying it themselves. So be careful, you know, like whoever that is, it's like if you don't want to relate to them, if you don't want to take something on, feel free to put up a boundary, an energetic boundary. This is very interesting. You might have a lot of third house placements or Gemini or even Sagittarius, Cancer, maybe Pisces. But there's this real power in you helping others. Like it enhances your ability. Okay. In what way can you be more receptive to messages from your higher self? Knight of Pentacles. Sit with the messages for some time. Whatever you get, whatever downloads you have or readings that you have, sit with it. You know, I see some readers, they pull out the cards first and then they seemingly, I don't know, look at them go away and then they come back when they have the message. That might be something that could be good for you. You don't always have to do that, but there's something about you taking your time with something, sitting with the energy that will help you. And I feel it's like has something to do with you first feeling it in your body. It might take some time for you to comprehend it or put it into rational thought what you're feeling. So be patient here with yourself and your intuition. You might want to write things down that you feel you're getting like intuitive messages and then just reflect on them. Never do anything when you feel if something's making you feel rushed, don't do it. If you can avoid it, like give an intuitive message or make a decision quickly. If someone's pressuring you, like if you can take your time, take your time. It's like the longer you sit with the energy, the more messages you get. This is cool. Tell me, in what ways can group 2 be more receptive? The 3 of Wands. Yeah, it's like seeing the vision, you know? You need to sit with it so you can really get the full vision. And there's that caduceus, like a healing energy here. If you're a nurse, for some of you, you are, or you heal people in a physical way, maybe you do Reiki or something. Well, I'm seeing someone sit with a patient's chart. It's like sit with the information you have of that person before you start healing them. Even if you're a reader and your client gives you their story or whatever, you know, energy is like careful what you're doing with your energy. But if you feel like you have the energy, then you could sit with their message a little bit longer. But of course, that's all up to you because, you know, working with energy is kind of an interesting thing. You know, like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I do personal readings, if somebody writes me a novel, like I'm overloaded. The energy is way too much. Like I'm picking up on so much in their words and in the way they've put their sentences and the different details they're telling me, different people, I'm feeling there, and it's like way too much. And it takes me a long time to like kind of pare it down to what needs to be felt and said. Not for everybody, but for some who write me a lot. Some people write me a lot and it's okay. I can kind of, feel it as like a cohesive message, but other people, it's way too much information. So you have to be careful, is my message there with that, about sitting with a lot of information for some energies. I hope that makes sense. It's like a fine line you need to balance here. There's some energy that I just know I can't sit with, so use your discretion. Okay. Let's see. What clouds your intuition? 8 of Pentacles. Try to take a different approach for different messages or different people or different situations. I feel like you do, though. Tell me more. 2 of Cups. 2 of Swords. If you're a healer, which I feel like you are, you're the kind of healer who gives good guidance. You can't tell people what to do. Nobody should ever do that. But you can't, but sometimes it's tempting. And I know I've done this myself where I've been like, you can't talk to this person because I can see like, whoa, no, stay away from that energy, right? And sometimes you just want to jump in there and say, no. But for you, and that's something I need to be aware of too. But for you here, what I'm seeing the messages is like, you can't work something out for someone else, even though you intuitively know what's wrong, even though you intuitively know what they should avoid. It's just like you have to give them the message, the guidance, but release it after. And let them make their own decisions here. Think about other people's healing processes like this journey here, and there's multiple people on that path that are going to help that person, that soul. And you're just one, cog in the wheel here, and then there's somebody else to get them to the next step, another guide that they have, or another aspect of themselves even. So just be okay kind of handing, them off to the next step. And this could be in your work too, right? Like they need to go to a specialist, or they need to go to the next grade, or I don't know, the child needs to go here now. It's like you can't be all of it for everyone. You have a very specific and particular role here in your intuitive abilities. It's interesting because this message, as well as the last one, it feels like I'm talking to intuitive healers or practitioners, and not necessarily people just want to know how to be more intuitive. This feels like you're using your intuition for a very specific purpose here. Okay. I'm hearing you're in good company. Okay, yeah. Whoever you're around, I feel like it's in terms of your intuitive life is good for you. Okay. You have some good guides, I'm hearing. There seems to be something that wants to come through here. It's like I'm getting a nagging voice. Okay, what do you want to say to group 2? I feel like this is a spirit guide. What do you want to say? What do you want to say to group 2? Study. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. This is very interesting because that's exactly how I ended the last reading. Exactly that message. So maybe you want to watch the first reading, or that could be useful for you. Those that's not going to resonate with. What's this studying about? Have fun. This is like, yeah, the message from the last group here. A child's love. Yeah, there's something about children coming through. If you have a connection with a child in your life, consider yourself very lucky. A niece, a nephew, someone you teach, a neighbor, whoever. Okay, I just felt like I needed to say that. And if you don't have that, maybe that's something you want to think about connecting to or connecting with. Children brings like such amazing energy. Okay, and I also feel like with study and have fun, you need to create some more work balance in your life. Work-play balance. You know, don't work so hard and don't play so hard. Find the balance between the two. Okay, that will help you with your intuition. So, what do you still need to learn? You have or maybe this is the page. I think this is the page. One second. I don't think the book has the images either. No. This looks like a page, right? Yeah, page. Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands. What do you still need to learn? I feel like you have a really big heart. And it's not always easy for you to receive or tell people difficult messages. Is that it? Maybe that's just for some of you. What does group 2 still need to learn? Again, I'm getting something about children needing, and it's like, or teenagers could be, or just maybe people who have a lot of inner child healing and growing to do. They need to learn their own lessons here. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Four of Wands. For some of you who are parents, okay, and I know that's specific, but you need to learn how to release a little bit, release your children in some way. And it doesn't mean like let them go do whatever if they're like under whatever age. It's just like let them learn how to be their own energy, something like that. For some of you here, 9 of Wands, because it's not only to help them, but it's to help you, because trying to manage their energy could be draining for you. Don't have any expectations either of them and what they're supposed to do in this lifetime or what you want them to do. Because I'm seeing this lamp here, this genie lamp. Like, let them create their own dreams. And if you're not a parent, if that doesn't resonate, what's the message? I'm hearing have a dinner party. I don't know. 10 of Wands. Who's healing you? Who's helping you? Who are your guides in the 3D, in the spirit world? I feel like you need to receive some love. You need to receive some kindness. And if you're going to have a dinner party, make it a potluck. You know, let people bring things to you. Because you're carrying a lot of weight here. You really are. There are people around who could help you or want to assist you in some way. So allow that to happen. And if you're always working, there's no time for that. So you have to make time in your life for people who can enhance your happiness. Make time for it. Okay. Like have more time with friends and things like that. Or make friends if you feel like you don't have any, if that's something you want. A message from your higher self. 5 of Pentacles. You're a person where people are having a hard time. I was going to say huff and puff there. I don't know. I didn't have the 4 of Wands here. It's like maybe these are people who are without a home or they're going through some troubles, or I don't know, people who are in trouble or they're having a tough time in life, they seem to be drawn to you, drawn to your light, really. Intuitively, it's like they know you can hold some of their energy for them. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful energy to be. It really is, to be that beacon of light. But don't forget yourself in the process, you know. That's when, because if you do, then that energy that you have, this beautiful caretaking energy, goes into the shadow, you know, because you're not taking care of yourself, or you're not going to others to take care of you. Like the energy has to be flowing in all directions in order for it to be smooth. It's okay to help others, but know your limits, you know? Set some boundaries here. Two of Pentacles. I'm hearing entrance fee. What's that? The Moon. Yeah, entrance fee into your emotional world, into your subconscious, into your intuition. People need to have something to offer you. And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be a relationship. But it should be mutual. You know. Okay, so if there are people who are coming towards you and you just feel the necessity to give to them without receiving anything in return, then create some boundaries, because that's going to exhaust your intuition. You're going to exhaust yourself if you do that. And you might get taken advantage of for some of you. Okay, so you don't need to help anybody. You choose to do it. Three of Pentacles, and it should always be appreciated and recognized. And if it isn't, I feel like you should pull back your energy here. Yeah, the Hangman. Let's get one last message for group 2. Stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source, yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. Make sure you have that time to connect to source, to spend some time meditating or baking, I'm hearing, or just hanging out in the woods or going for dinner, whatever it is that you want to do, you know. Find that time, because you connect to spirit, you connect to source when you're happy. I'm hearing that. It's like when you're happy, and you are a happy person. You are. That's when self-love. Yeah. When you, maybe it's not happy, it's self-love, but it's the same idea, I guess. That's when your intuition is the highest. Like, you know, that's when you're able to really work with your energy in the best way. Which is true for everyone. Well, maybe it's not true for everyone. Scrap that. No, I don't think that's true. So yeah, you need to put yourself here in a position of priority. Okay? Do it today. Find some time today to do something nice for yourself. Okay? Whatever that is for you. Not only to support your mind, body, and spirit, but to connect with spirit, so that you can go back to doing what it is you do for others as well. Okay, group 2, I love you so much. I'm hearing we appreciate your service. We appreciate you so much. I'll see you next time. Okay, group number 3, those of you who chose the Judge. Let's see. How can you better develop your intuition? The Judge. I'm hearing something that sounds biblical, like judge not he. Something like that. I don't know what it is though. Judge not. Do you know any verses that start with judge not? It's like, the meaning is something like, you know, I guess it's like, don't judge others unless you want to be judged. It's weird. I don't feel like you're judging others, but I feel like that there's, I don't know. For some of you, and this won't be for all of you, but you've had some kind of religious background, or your parents have, and it's in your psyche. There's something about that that's important. Maybe it's blocking your intuition. Maybe it's supporting it. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. We have strength. And the King of Wands. I feel like there's a heavy masculine presence. Maybe it's a guide, or maybe it's, I'm hearing dogma. I don't know. There's some, what else do you want to say about this? Ace of Swords. Yeah, look how it's like piercing this crab energy, which is like a feminine Cancerian vibe. There's some dominant masculine energy that's either in your psyche or that you're around here, and you need to be aware of it. Why is that? Again, the Ace of Swords, the Magician, and the Empress. It's affecting how you work with your feminine intuition. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because I'm not sure it's for everybody who's here. But be mindful of that. I don't know. Okay, let's see. 5 cards, please, Spirit. For group 3. The Moon. 5 of Wands. I'm seeing like a race car. I'm hearing seeing a race car, like a checkered flag. And then I'm hearing no time for something. No time for losers. No time for losers. I don't know. It's a lot of interesting snippets coming in here. Snippets? I thought I saw a card flip over. Yes. King of Swords, hiding. Okay, let's take a look and see what we have. How can you better develop your intuition? The Moon. Pay attention to your dreams, write them down, look up the symbolism. Maybe you want to read some Carl Jung if you feel so inclined, or some psychoanalysis or related to dream work. Dreaming is very, very important for you. So is working with symbolism. The number 90 might be important to you here, or the number 9. There's something that's wild about you, or was wild about you at some point. I feel like you broke from like you go against the grain. You're a little bit of a rebel. Yeah. You're a little bit of a rebel. I don't really think that you do, like, you're all about authority, you know? Like, you kind of have an anti-authoritarian kind of vibe here. And it's, you know, and we're talking about it, so it must be linked to your intuition. For whoever this resonates, if this isn't your message, choose another pile, okay? Because there's something going on here. It's like where maybe you were a rebel when you were a teenager, you got into some trouble maybe, or you were kind of like, maybe you're a little bit of a punk. I don't know. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean like maybe a little anarchist in some ways, or even nihilistic, possibly. I don't know. There's something here where it's like going against the system. That could be an extreme form of the energy I'm feeling. It might not be that extreme for you. But you don't like people telling you what to do. But what am I feeling here? It's like you just do things your way and you don't care. It's not that you don't care about the consequences, but it's like you don't really face consequences, really. Oh my goodness, what is happening here with this energy? Tell me some more. Page of Wands, Three of Wands. You have your own vision for how things work, for what's going on in society, for how your relationships should work, for whatever. It's just like, you're you, that's it. You have your beliefs. Maybe you have some Sagittarius energy in you, and you're going to do what feels right for you, not what somebody else tells you to do. And in the past, when you were like this, maybe this was when you were in your younger years, this is when your intuition is the highest. Like you had experiences in your life where it's like you knew what was going to happen and others didn't believe you. You might have gotten into some sketchy or risky situations in your life, but you did it for some kind of purpose here. Okay. So it's like harnessing that energy in a constructive way. There's something about the night that is very important. You work best at night. Your intuition works best at night. I feel like you're very independent, 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. And you're non-conventional as well. It's like the white picket fence, the marriage, the kids, the dogs, the whatever, the whole thing, right? It's like that's not really your cup of tea. Thinking about conforming in that way actually brings you some anxiety. Because maybe you're Aquarius or you have a lot of Aquarius as well. It's like your vision, or maybe Aries possibly, but it's like your vision is completely different, the star here. You receive, I'm hearing messages from another galaxy, from another planet. I don't know. You like, you receive, yeah. Others could have thought you were kind of weird when you were younger. Okay. Pixel, what are you doing, girl? Sorry, guys. Pixel's rebelling. She's scratching something. 1 second. I'll be right back. Pixel? 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 Why are you scratching on that door? Are you crazy? Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever happens in a reading, I take as part of the reading. And underneath my stairs, I have a door. It's like a little storage spot. And she's like scratching on the door as if she wants me to open it so she can go under the stairs. She's never done that. And obviously she's not allowed in there. But this is like with your message. It's like, you say I can't go there, I'm going to go in there. I want to find out what's behind the stairs, what people don't see. You know, and I'm going to scratch on this door till somebody opens it. And then when I came out, she like galloped away all happy. It's like, it brings you pleasure to investigate into things. Maybe you like, I don't know, conspiracy stuff. I don't really know. Or you know things about things that other people don't. But it's because you're brave, confident, adventurous. I really like this energy. It's cool. Okay, it's cool. Okay, in what way can you be more perceptive to messages from your higher self? 5 of Wands. Before I say this. For someone here, you listen to black metal. That's not going to be everyone, obviously, but I feel like you're big into it. Let me know if that's you. if you feel like it, because I can see the whole thing. Maybe music is really important to you, but it's music that's like not mainstream. Okay, so ways you can be more receptive to messages from your higher self. We have the Hierophant and the Five of Wands. It's like going against convention, going against conventional wisdom. It's like taking a book of knowledge. Maybe that's it in the beginning. It's like those conventional or conservative readings of esoteric texts or religious texts. And it's like interpreting it in a totally different way. Or even critiquing the way somebody's interpreted a text. It's like you see how it could be a totally different way. There's an antagonistic energy that is so productive here. You are a questioning, inquiring mind, and it serves you really well. You will not, I'm hearing Rage Against the Machine, like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Like, that's the energy I'm getting here. And it's like the Pope or the Hierophant is like pointing at you like, you better do this. And you're like, nope, sure not gonna do that. Look, it's Pixel. I'm not gonna do that at all. Four of Wands. You're protected. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do what others tell you to do. This is an interesting message. I don't know. This has to do with your intuition in one way or another. Look at your face there. It's like so weird. It's like, it's kind of funny. It's almost sarcastic, like looking at the Hierophant, like, really? What's the Four of Wands? Seven of Pentacles. You don't feel the need to aspire to be what somebody else tells you you need to be. You know who you are through and through, and you're happy knowing who you are. And you're happy with who you are. So keep going with that. And keep listening to your own voice. And especially when your voice disagrees with some kind of conventional wisdom, that's your intuition, okay? That you're right. There's something going on there, okay? All right, let's see. What clouds your intuition? Maybe messages or communication from others. We have the Four of Swords. It's just like apathy. Apathy clouds your intuition. Acceptance of something that you don't agree with. Taking an apathetic stance. Ace of Pentacles. Saying to yourself, well, it would be an easier way to just, go the 3D material route, go after that thing, put on the suit, go to the 9 to 5. Yeah, that would be good. That would be easy. I mean, no. That would kill your intuition, the sun. You're the moon, not the sun. Like, remember that, metaphorically speaking, in this reading, right? Okay, so let's see. What do you still need to learn? The King of Swords. Not everyone's going to listen to you. Unfortunately, they're not. A lot of people are not going to listen to you. Why does group 3 need to know this? Page of Pentacles. You don't know it all, okay? You know when there's something that's being hidden, when something's not being said. You know when something's wrong, but it doesn't mean you know the right answer all the time. You know that there's something you could find underneath the stairs, but you don't know what is actually underneath the stairs. And Spirit wants to remind you of that. I'm hearing be careful of the doors you open. Okay, interesting. So this isn't to listen to authority, but it is to be humble in some circumstances. Accept that there will always be people who know more than you. And if there wasn't, what a boring life that would be, not to be able to learn from anybody. So accept that. And know that not everybody is going to follow your lead, okay? Or see things the way you see them. You could be Capricorn, I'm feeling too. Judgment here. Seven of Cups, Nine of Wands. What are you looking for? What is the truth or the answer or the big mystery, or, what are you trying to find out? Why don't you trust authority? Spirit's saying you're right, okay, in your intuition and in that experience you've had, but careful not to get into the habit of just not trusting for the sake of not trusting. Because there's something about your energy being depleted if you approach every situation with skepticism. I really like you, Group 3. I want to hang out with you. I think you'd be fun. But I think that you probably have some difficult relationships in your life. Okay. Let's see. A message from your higher self. The Wheel of Fortune with the Knight of Cups. Let me see, is this what this is? Queen of Pentacles and Strength. There is something that wants to come into your life. I'm not even sure if you really desire anything. Which is a good thing, but it's like there is something that wants to come in, but it's almost like you're like, no, I'm good where I'm at. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups, Three of Swords. There's some, and this is true, of course. I haven't really addressed it, but, when you have this kind of energy, there's some kind of thing that happened in your life to, build this type of personality. And I feel like it is all of your experiences that have made you into this kind of person have heightened your intuition. Like, it is your intuitive path. This is your shtick, this is, it's okay. Like, this is you, and it's intuitive and it's good. But there is something that Spirit wants to talk to you about, your heart and pain and opening up, and where is the place for that? Who do you let in? When do you shut people out? Who can you talk to your pain about? This might be current pain or way back when pain. But realize, and I'm getting this, it's like that, and I talked about this in another reading, it's like that leather jacket, combat boots, hands like this, the side of the bar, I'm seeing skull gloves. This was totally me, like, well, kind of still presently, but more so years ago. But it's that kind of like, don't mess with me attitude. Think about where that's coming from. And it doesn't mean you need to stop that or become someone else, but just become more aware of why you are the way you are that way and how it serves you intuitively. And it does. It does. But Spirit wants you to think more about some kind of pain thing here. This was a strange message compared to the others, because the main message I'm getting is like the way to work with your intuition is to like question everything. It's interesting. Listen, believe, and choices. You have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not to just what's being said, but to what lies beneath the words. Okay, I feel like that's important for you to remember when dealing with others. Believe, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. You're very certain about your beliefs. Are you? Yeah, I feel like you are. Okay. Choices. When you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you've made, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside of you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. If there weren't challenges in your life, who would you be? If everything from now on was cushy, cozy, you had a steady job, just kind of did your thing, like, who would you be? I feel like it's someone you don't want to be, and you're choosing not to be that. But Spirit's asking you to consider go deeper within yourself to find out how you got to this place here with yourself. I don't know. There's something inaccessible for me in this message. Like, I can't really get into something. That's for you to do, okay? That's for you to find out about yourself. But I hope you enjoyed this reading. I totally feel it, okay? I resonate with your reading myself. And I get it, okay? I love you so much. And just keep being you, but just know why you are you. And I'll see you next time. Okay. Group number 4, those of you who chose the shadow, the brave ones of you who chose the shadow. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you for developing your intuition. I'm hearing like opera here. Sounds like kind of ominous, kind of melancholy. Seem like Phantom of the Opera. Okay. Well, that Phantom of the Opera is kind of about the shadow. Pretty much. Okay. One more, Spirit. Okay, let's find out. What is this reading about for group 4? What do you want to say? I'm hearing something's going to happen today or tomorrow, today. If you've been waiting. Oh, I pulled out 6 cards. Everybody else has 5. And they're all face down. And for everybody else, I, turned them over right away. Interesting. So there is something hiding. There is some mystery here. Let's see. How can you better develop your intuition? 3 of Pentacles. How are you at accepting compliments and accepting rewards and achievements? Do you allow yourself to feel rewarded? Or do you always feel like you could do something better? I'm picking up on, this doesn't have to be for everyone, but I am picking up on a little bit of like a perfectionist, a self-critical energy here. You're always aspiring to be better. It's like you could create something and it's so amazing and people love it, but you don't really feel like it's your best work. So when other people compliment you or give you some kind of recognition, like verbally, or they write something to you or they communicate in some way, some kind of recognition, accept it, because it will help you develop your intuition, because it affirms you in some way. It's like you're not You don't accept outside validation. Okay, and that could be a good thing, but you need to accept some affirmation from energies that are outside of yourself. Okay, let other people give you positive feedback and accept it. You know, you can still continue to improve yourself, but accept that positive feedback. Obviously, with the shadow card, you've either done a lot of shadow work or you need to do some shadow work. But I feel like if you chose it, you've probably done it. Do you know that about yourself? Congratulations. You've done the shadow work. Accept it. Accept what I'm saying, okay? Congratulations. Like, that's big. And I know people talk about that all the time. Shadow work, this, shadow, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Like, it's not easy. You know, in the spiritual community, we talk about the shadow so much that it just seems like, hey, something that I can schedule in on Saturday night to do. No, it's not that at all. Okay? It's like a lifelong work that you do with yourself, on yourself. And it's difficult, as you know. I feel like bringing this. Yeah, you know, like that life is wonderful. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. I feel like you're rewarded here. You're being rewarded for doing some difficult work. And you need to know how difficult the work is that you've done. And trust that whatever you've done to help yourself heal, to grow, to address things within yourself that maybe you didn't quite like or you didn't even know were there, and now that you do, you really don't like them. Whatever you've done, you know, give yourself that credit. And yeah, I don't think you realize that it's only really a small percentage of people that really do shadow work. Like, for real, for real. Even myself, like, sometimes when I've thought, okay, you know, I need to work on my shadow, I'm going to address this thing and the other. It's like, no. If I get, no. There's been times where I've been thinking I'm doing shadow work when I'm clearly not. Usually when you do shadow work, it's like coming out of a place where your shadow's sneaking up on you, or you're in some kind of crisis, or you're having a moment. And it's in that moment that you decide, all right, now's the chance. Now's when my shadow is apparent to me that I need to address this thing. It's not like, oh, what should I do today? I think I'll do shadow work. I know you know this, right? But hey, Pixie. Don't show your butt. Nobody needs to see the shadow of Pixel's butt. Okay, come here. Can you turn around? They love your face. Sorry, guys. I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit is basically what I'm trying to say here. And to heighten your intuition, you need to give yourself more credit. Sit down, buddy. Sit down. Okay. So in what ways can you be more receptive to messages from your higher self? We have the King of Cups. Okay, Pixel, I'm going to throw you off the table in a minute. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, can you let go of the table? Thank you. Oh my God. Pixel, don't make me pull out my shadow. You dropped all of these freaking cards. Oh my goodness. And now you sit down? Cool. Cool story, bro. Cool story. 1 second, guys. I'm coming back. Oh. Okay. All right, Pixel. Yeah. Sorry, guys. What is going on here? Now, animals represent your intuition, especially cats. And I feel like your intuition is really trying to get your attention. I love you. Okay, and I feel like you should love your shadow too and love your intuition. This reading went all sideways. Maybe you want to pick another group. Okay, King of Cups for in what ways can you be more receptive to messages from your higher self? I feel like it's allowing yourself or celebrating the complexity of who you are. Like allowing... You have a lot of different emotional states. Maybe you don't show them all the time. Maybe you don't even let them come out all the time. But you should. There's something about getting to know all of your different emotions that would be really helpful for you. So for me, I'm feeling like you are a emotionally intuitive person. So it's interesting because group 1 was kind of like mentally intuitive. Group 2 was like sensing intuitive, like through their body. And for you, group 3 was another story. But sorry, Pixie. But for you, you intuit things through your emotions. So whatever you're feeling tells you something about a situation. Okay? Okay. I need to get that card that you're sitting on. Thank you. What clouds your intuition? The 6 of Pentacles. Letting other people tell you what you're feeling. You know, tarot could even cloud your intuition at times, like other people's tarot readings. So I think you know that. I feel like you're a very empathic person. You're a very accepting person, but it's kind of like Pixel. It's like she's all in my energy affecting this message. And it's like you're receptive to that, but it could cloud your intuition. Putting too much stock in what others are telling you you're feeling. And I feel like you've probably had relationships where people have told you what you're doing or told you what you're really feeling or, you know, like that kind of thing. Like, no. Don't let anybody tell you what you're feeling or what your intentions are. I mean, it's good to consider it. Like when you do shadow work, that's part of it, right? It's like you really listen to what people are saying, and rather than putting up your defenses and saying, no, you have no idea who I am, you actually take that in and you consider it and you think about, maybe I am being this way. That's a part of the shadow work. But for you, there's something about somebody telling you how you are that is not helpful for you. And it doesn't have to be tarot. It could be somebody else in your life. Wolfgang, come on, man. When I said that, Pixel licked my finger. She's like, yeah, don't let him up here. Okay. I feel like many of you are just here for the cat. Okay, so what do I still need to learn? What do you still need to learn? The 7 of Wands. To stand your ground. To stand your ground. This is why it's important for you to know all of your emotions and appreciate how complex you are. Don't let anybody tell you you're too sensitive or too emotional. I'm hearing that's manipulation, okay? You're not too anything. You are you. Unless you're being like, neurotic, but I don't feel like you are. You're feeling things. You're using your intuition. And whoever's telling you you're being too sensitive or too emotional, they're scared of you tapping into something here. I'm feeling. Interesting. This is an interesting message. Seven of Pentacles. Don't give up on yourself and what you want to do and how you think things should be. You know right from wrong. Okay, you know when someone's wrong in the way they're treating you or what they're saying. It's in how it makes you feel. See, it's like for most people, all people really, feelings are subjective. But once you do the shadow work and you have an understanding of why you're angry in any given moment or why you're triggered or why you're sad or whatever it is, right? Once you have that conscious understanding of it, You know when it's coming from some kind of ego or trauma or wound, and when it's your intuition telling you something. Because you've already sorted all that out. So this is something you've either been working on, or you're going to continue to work on this. And this is so hard. This is something that I'm trying to do always, is like, because if you've been here a while, you guys know I'm super emotional. It's just who I am, Venus and Cancer and other things. But I've had moments where I'm like, okay, am I upset because I don't want to see something I've done wrong, and now I'm being upset to kind of like do something else to avoid addressing something? Or is this my intuition telling me something very important? And it's not easy to figure that out in the moment. But once you even have that conscious question, you'll be able to tap into your intuition a lot better. Okay, last card. Or I pulled out 6 cards for you. Let's see. What do you still need to learn? Ace of Pentacles. That there's something else in your life coming in, something big, some major opportunity. Did you sit on the other one, or did it fall? I think I got it. Oh, don't bite me. Okay, let's see. There's a big opportunity coming in for you, Group 4. This reading has been interesting. 2 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. It's going to kind of throw things off balance for you. Knight of Pentacles, though. This is something you want coming your way. A big opportunity here, the Fool, for a new beginning. But it doesn't come without some emotional turbulence. You're going to feel some way. Anxiety, 8 of Swords. Take your time, Knight of Pentacles, with that feeling of anxiousness. What is that anxiety telling you? Is it telling you this is wrong for you, or is it telling you it's right for you? Death. This is this is a moment coming in, okay? Something's going to be offered to you, a new job, a new place to move, a new person's going to come in your life. I don't know, whatever it is. And Ace of Pentacles is coming, okay? And it's going to create some anxiety for you. And this is the transformative moment with death showing up, where you decide, are your feelings psychically telling you something, or is this part of your shadow? Are you self-sabotaging because your anxiety is coming from a shadow space? Okay, so this is a moment in time that's kind of, and I don't know the answer, and it's not really for me to tell you. It's your shadow work, right? But remember when it happens, and I feel like it's probably going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. 5 of Swords. Remember when it happens, the anxiety you feel, the mental gymnastics you start doing in your mind, whatever you're emotionally reacting to, remember that it's a moment for you to be conscious of whether this is a shadow issue that you're feeling, or whether it's something that you're really picking up on. And you'll know. It might take some time to figure that out, but you'll know. And once you do make the right decision, and I feel like you are going to make the right decision here, you're going to worry that you didn't, though. The Chariot and the 10 of Wands. Justice. You are going to make the right decision. It's going to change everything for you. It's like you heal something in your shadow. You elevate your intuition. Something becomes completely balanced here. You clear some karma. This is way bigger than you even realize, I feel. Way bigger than you realize. It might even be something small, but it's not really about what the opportunity is so much as it is about the moment that you're going to consciously decide whether those emotions are psychic or whether they're shadow. That's awesome. That's so cool. All right, group 4, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. Thank you for, sticking through this reading with all the pixel chaos. And I'll see you next time. Pixel, you want to say goodbye after all that? Go say goodbye to them. Aww. Okay, guys. I'll catch you later.